Castlevania series is one that I'm not a resident expert on, but I do know a damn good game when I play one, and Castlevania Rondo of Blood is a damn good game. So I'm not here to give a history lesson on Konami and game consoles and localization in the early 90s, so let's get straight into it. Rondo of Blood is the perfect side-scrolling action game. It's an exercise in genius game design, and I've got mad respect for everyone involved in its development. So before I get too into this game, let me really quickly address my exposure to the Castlevania series. I've played and beat the first one, played through much of the second one but never finished it, and don't really have any desire to do so, and I played a whole lot of 3 and 4, and finishing both is still on my to-do list. Of course I played Symphony of the Night, which was okay, nothing special. I'm kidding, of course, I'll talk about that game some other time, and that's about it. I haven't played any other Metroidvania game, any 3D game, or Bloodlines, which I'm patiently awaiting on Virtual Console, along with Yoshi's Island. Seriously, Nintendo, what the fuck? Anyways, Rondo of Blood plays primarily like Castlevania 3, with multiple playable characters, branching paths, and whipping only in one direction as opposed to Castlevania 4's many directions. Most people likely found this as a step backwards, but I prefer it. Castlevania 4 was too easy and was primarily for that reason. Rondo of Blood instead forces you to use your wits and reflexes and be strategic with the items you choose to hold. The axe, for instance, is used to hit enemies above you without risking jumping into them, which is especially useful in these fucking bats. God, I hate these fucking bats. Anyways, if you were able to whip upward, it would really reduce the utility of the axe, and in the same way whipping diagonally down would reduce the utility of the holy water. So in my opinion, Rondo of Blood strikes the perfect balance between 3's brutal difficulty but awful controls, and 4's smoother controls but relative easiness. It's this type of balance that makes Rondo of Blood the best traditional Castlevania game. It's a jack of all trades that does everything well, which is extremely rare. The control in this game is just so good. When you pull off a particularly tricky dodge and whip combo, it's fucking satisfying as hell. Every enemy on the screen is a challenge, but you can bet your ass it's gonna be a fun one. Yes, sometimes it's bullshit, but it's a Castlevania game. You have to expect that kind of thing. One thing I can say is the amount of points needed for an extra life is too damn high. Also, precision platforming should never even be mentioned in the same sentence as Castlevania. There are 12 stages in this game, but playing through it normally you will only get to see 8. You have to find the secret exit in level 2, followed by the secret exit in each of the Prime levels? Yeah, look, that says level 2 Prime, and level 3 Prime. Anyways, it kinda reminds me of the Star World from Super Mario World, which also had you finding secret exits and secret levels. In Rondo of Blood, it's not a shortcut, however, it's just an alternate path that you'll want to find simply for the sake of playing more levels. And that's something this game has going for it. It's really goddamn hard to put down. Seriously, while capturing footage for this video, I had to force myself to stop playing and start working on the review. Anyways, in this game you'll start out playing as Richter Belmont, who plays as a traditional whip slinger from the first 4 games. But you can also unlock Maria, who plays entirely differently. You can also save 2 other girls, but I never bothered because you can't play as them. So I can only assume that they're fucking useless and they can go die for all I care. I hope you burn in hell, you useless chicks. The cutscenes where you save these girls are pretty odd. I don't understand a goddamn thing that's going on in this game. And I don't particularly care either. The stories in Castlevania games are never something I really invested myself in. What the fuck is going on in the opening cutscene? Is that German? I am so confused. Anyways, playing as Maria makes the game extremely easy. Her primary weapons are birds, because fuck logic. She can shoot 2 out in front of her at once, and they return like a boomerang. They cut through enemies like butter, are incredibly accurate, and you don't have to stop to fire them like you do with Richter's whip. This makes practically every boss a cakewalk. Maria does take more damage than Richter, but it's not a fair trade-off. I think that was intentional, however. Maria may have been meant as a sort of easy mode, but I have no fucking clue. In any case, playing as Maria is fun, but you feel cheap while doing so I usually switch back to Richter. Richter has the classic assortment of items like the axe, knives, holy water, stopwatch, Bible, and cross. What's neat is, for the first time in the series, you can perform a super attack with each of these items, called an item crash, at the expense of more hearts. Unfortunately, there's no flame whip in this game, unless you count the practically useless item crash when you have no item. In fact, there's no whip upgrades to be found at all in this game, which is a little disappointing. Anyways, Maria comes with her own set of brand new items. These include the cat, the turtle, the more fucking birds, the music box, the egg, and the dragon. One of these things is cooler than the rest, obviously, but they each come with their own unique item crashes as well. The dragons in particular is extremely powerful and great to look at, but costs 50 hearts. Some of these are pretty rare too. For instance, I didn't even know the egg existed until I was capturing this footage. But I can tell you that it's this kind of variability that keeps the game fresh right up to the final battle. The bosses are also excellently designed and fun to fight. There's a great number of them too, and you can play through the entire game without even seeing half of them, which certainly shows how this game couldn't be made today. There's even an entire stage devoted to a 5-boss marathon using bosses pulled straight from the original Castlevania game on NES and revamped, which is a fucking awesome throwback, and more games need to do things like this. At the end of this stage, you fight Shaft, whose role in the story I honestly couldn't tell you, but he does show up again in Symphony of the Night, so he must be important. And then you fight Dracula, and that's it. Good night, everybody! Oh wait, I forgot something. Castlevania Rondo of Blood has the greatest soundtrack in video game history. Final Fantasy VI, Go Wind Waker, Chrono Cross, Symphony of the Night. Nothing holds a candle to the absolute magnificence of Rondo of Blood's dazzling fucking soundtrack. What's great about this game being a 2D game but released on a CD console is a whole bunch of extra memory is made available, and Konami chose to spend it on extremely high quality music. It's a combination of wonderful new tunes and all your favorite classic Castlevania melodies revamped and remixed. It's amazing how something so incredible can be made by a human. Thank you, Konami. Thank you for the awesomeness. Thank you for these fucking bats. Thank you for the memories.